in the heart of the River Kingdoms lies an old Pathfinder lodge, once thought lost. A lodge shrouded in secrecy and mystery, driving many to believe that its goals are not that of exploration, but of more nefarious purposes. Recently, an unknown venture captain has reopened the lodge and recruited a new group of Pathfinder agents to do its bidding. Whether their goals are to benefit the society or something much more sinister is yet to be seen. Welcome to Tales from the Black Lodge.
Hey everyone, welcome to Rule for Combat Tales from the Black Lodge. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, our adventurers continue to explore the deep, dark, dank sewers. So hopefully everyone is enjoying Tales from the Black Lodge. Sorry about the little mix-up last week. There's this one itty-bitty little button that you can press to mute someone's channel, and somehow, I don't know how it happened, I muted Seth's channel when I did the initial export, and even when I look at it very quickly, it's hard to tell because there's background noise if someone's missing. So someone picked it up, I fixed it nearly right away. And if anyone didn't hear it with Seth last week, I apologize. You should be able to download it or view it on YouTube, or just go to the website and listen to it directly. Whenever there's a mistake like that, I always fix it very, very quickly. The problem is that the podcast programs, they might need a day or two to clear their cache to get the new podcast in, so sorry about that once again. Also, there was a lot of confusion on the forums and on the YouTube of how Pathfinder 2nd Edition works. And I just want to talk about that for a second. Because if you read on a crocodile, they have an ability called Grab. And if you also read some other creatures, like wolves, have this ability called Knockdown. And from everything you read, it looks like it should be a free ability, because that's how it works in Pathfinder 1st Edition. And it says something like plus grab or plus knockdown. But, and this is correct, it costs an action. And the main reason we know that is because if you look at improved grab or improved knockdown, those abilities state that it's a free action, that it's free for those monsters to do that. So, unless it says in the rule specifically that knockdown or grab is a free action, or they have improved knockdown or grab, it costs an extra action for the monster to do that. Now, that is a really, really big deal, because the difference between a monster attacking you and then grabbing you and then doing more damage versus spending an action to attack you and then spending an action to grab you, well, that's one of its actions right there. And there's a lot of monsters with these capabilities. And in Pathfinder 1st Edition, that was free. That was how it worked. You just did it. You just got the action for free. You got a grab or a knockdown. But Pathfinder 2nd Edition does not work that way. And I have gotten this ruling from Paizo directly, my friends there I spoke to. And on top of that, you can see how it works with the improved versions. It's an action. Unless it says so in the monster description that it's a free action, it costs an action to do these things. All that happens is by listening into the monster description, they have the capability to do so. You also sometimes have the ability to disarm, and that's another one that uses an action. Just because it lists disarm or grab or knockdown doesn't mean they get to do it automatically. They just get to do it and succeed automatically if you want to spend an action doing it. So hopefully that will make sense to a lot of people. I presume this is actually something that comes up quite a bit, as even I myself found this very confusing until I saw the improved versions, and then I spoke to Paizo, and then it all made sense. So hopefully everyone is enjoying these adventures. As I said, we're going to be continuing to do additional tales over the long haul, and each one is going to be a different Pathfinder Society adventure. After this adventure's up, we got another new one that we're going to be doing right afterwards. We have a new guest star, a new adventure, new challenges, you name it. Oh, one thing I want to mention about this week is that these guys do not stick together. So when you're listening to the adventure this week and you hear complete pandemonium and chaos, you're going to know why. Because Everyone is running in a different direction, and I have to keep track of what everyone is doing on this map. No one is sticking together, and I have it that if you run off on your own and you start an encounter and you start a fight, you're going to do that fight by yourself. And the thing is, Mr. Peepers loves to run off on his own. He loves to go off on his own, and then some of the other people, and before you know it, I have 5 PCs going off in different directions on an online program, making the map open up in every direction known to mankind. It is utter chaos, but it sounds like a lot of fun when you listen to it. Makes my life tricky, but my pain is your pleasure. Anyhow, let's get to this week's episode of Tales from the Black Lodge. So you guys managed to kill the crocodile. The happy-go-lucky crocodile. Let's see. Thorgrim dropped and almost died. Millicent dropped and almost died. Mr. Peepers came to the rescue and used his battle medicine on Millicent and Thorgrim, but now he can't use it on them for the rest of the day. And Nick Knox seems to be fine. Mr. Peepers seems to be fine. Nella seems to be fine. Somehow you became completely unscathed. And for killing the beast, you all get 1 more hero point. Yay! So John has 1. Jason, Seth, Chris, and Vanessa, you all have 2 now.
Woohoo!
After killing the big old beastie. So, a few things. Thorgrim, you have a little bit of damage left. Millicent, you have a little bit of damage left. You're also wounded 1 because you almost died. So you need 10 minutes of rest to get rid of that condition. You also haven't really looked around this room at all. And since it's been a little while since I read the description to you, the room, once again, is sort of this, I don't know, it was like a makeshift prop room where there's like soggy furniture and props, and they're in the corner in crumbled heaps. And the alligator was like hiding inside of it. And if you remember, it like popped out and grabbed you and started to eat you. So you haven't
remember that vividly.
Yeah, you didn't go through the room or anything. And if you see off to the west, there's like a hole leading to something larger. You haven't explored that. So where we are now is a little bit of damage, wounded 1, you haven't explored anything, and go.
So we have killed the creature, and so the goblins are satisfied. But still, the mission remains. We must find out what mysterious things there are here to explore and discover.
Seth Lipton is playing Nixnox, a goblin fire elementalist sorcerer.
Yeah.
John Statz is playing Mr. Peepers, a halfling thief rogue.
I suppose it's a finder's keeper situation, huh?
Vanessa Hoskins is playing Mama Millicent, a human fighter.
Indeed. We have all the time in the world now that this beast is dead.
You sure we shouldn't report back to the goblins and just let them know the job is done?
I think we should press on.
Chris Beamer is playing Thorgrim the Lion, a dwarf redeemer champion.
Yeah, I'm going to search the props. Peepers is going to search the props, and I don't want to place it on top of that alligator.
These goblins, as much as these goblins seem to be good, they are very annoying and they talk a lot.
And I agree. We have served them, but now it is time to serve our true masters, the lodge and the society.
Millicent's just going to sit back against a wall. I need to take a breather after that. Whew! It's been a while since I had a tussle with one of them sewer gators.
Are you damaged?
A couple scratches here and there. Done a good job of fixing me up before, though.
It looks like I am the only one who has hit point damage right now, right?
Millicent's missing 1.
Okay, so...
Oh, if I have not done it yet, I give my healer's kit to Mr. Peepers, telling him, "You are much more skilled at these tools than I. I will stick to magic, and you can use the mundane arts."
I don't know if you can do that.
Yes,
I don't know.
you
Can
can do that. Yeah, you can do that in between, like in the game itself. You guys can switch around equipment. By the end, it all resets, though. Like you
Right,
can't
it
get
resets to
permanently.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, but for now.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to be searching while they rest. I'm going to be searching in the corner where Mr. Peepers is currently.
Mr. Peepers is going through the soggy remains of furniture and old costumes and crocodile poop. And underneath some disgusting crocodile remains, you find something.
Ooh.
You find a wine red beret, and you find a small ivory jewelry box.
Oh, this might be something. Well, I am going to open the box.
You open the box. What's in the box? It is a small ivory jewelry box. It appears to be in fairly decent condition considering it's been underwater, but it seemed to have gotten stuck in sort of a, I don't know, surrounded cocoon of debris, so it sort of protected it. There's nothing in the box. It just looks like treasure that might be worth a couple gold
Yeah,
pieces.
it's going to be worth some money. Okay. Hey, guys, we got a box here. Ivory. Woo! So, and a beret? Like a hat type of thing? Is that what you said?
Yep, a wine red beret, a hat.
I don't think I'll be putting that on top of my head. That's where we trust our guinea pig, Thorgrim. Hey, Thorgrim, check this out. This beret is going to look so good on you. Just wipe off this crocodile.
No, that's not for me. It won't fit over my helmet.
Do you have a helmet? I don't know.
I have a chainmail helm.
Okay.
I mean, it might fit over that, but I don't want that.
Do we have a wizard who could detect magic, maybe?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm not a wizard, but I can do that.
Jason McDonald is playing Nella Amberleaf, a human wild druid.
So I'm going to, I guess I will detect magic.
Yes.
Do you have detect magic?
I do.
Nella. Impressive.
Druid cantrip. Woohoo.
So we're going to use the Paladin Celeste method of bringing it out. We're going to make that a thing, Vanessa. Vanessa has made it so that you have to because the way they changed detect magic, it just detects all magic. So you have to bring it into a closet and then detect it there to make sure that it's just that one thing you're using to detect magic.
You can't concentrate and get more focused.
No,
Right.
no.
So there was this big room full of junk, and we're like, how are we ever going to go through this? Is there anything magic in here? So Celeste just goes 30 feet down the hall, and then it's detect magic, 5 foot step forward, detect magic, 5 foot step forward, detect magic until something pinged. Just because it's otherwise, how are you going to do this? So there's all these tricks and silly systematic ways of getting around it. I think the read aura spell, though, allows you to just take an object and be like, is this thing magic? If so, I'm reading its aura.
And that is where I come in. May I see the hat?
Can you read an aura?
I
No
can.
way.
Oh
my
yes.
God.
Oh, wow.
My
No
master,
way.
Oh, wow.
the wizard, taught me all of these skills. So I
Holy crap.
if you give me the hat, sorcerer cantrip, read
All
aura,
right.
I read your aura.
Nanox, get over here. Is that who you are?
Holy
Knox.
Nick
moly.
Knox. Okay. You have a strange icon. It looks like
That's
Yeah, he's
him.
a
That's
goblin.
him. He's a goblin.
I guess he's reading the aura then.
He's reading the aura. He spends 1 minute. He focuses his mind. And sure enough, it gives off an aura of magic. Illusion magic, no less.
So does that mean okay? So obviously the hat's not an illusion, right? It's actually a hat that might be able to do something related to illusion, like cast illusion or magic, or do something about illusion.
Yeah, so now to actually determine if it's magic or to identify it, you just spend 10 minutes, and you can use pretty much anything that's in the magical world. You can use Arcana, you can use Occult. What are the other ones?
Nature, religion.
Nature, religion. It's there's a lot of ways to identify these things. So if anyone has those, you can just tell me. It's a secret roll. Spend 10 minutes, and we'll see if you figure it out. Now,
Skill
it's a secret
check.
roll.
I got all that. I got all that in spades.
all that.
I got all that in spades.
While
Wow.
they're doing this, I take a knee and make a prayer to Iomidi, and I cast lay on hands on myself.
You'll heal yourself for 6 points, and you are, I think, fully healed.
Yep.
So, does Nix Knox, Paddywhack, Doggy Want a Bone, are you going to try to determine what this is using your magics?
That sounds great. Yeah, my either occultism or arcana, which are both the same
Either one.
skill.
What is your number? What is your number?
+5.
Okay, I roll. Let's see what you get. Okay. You spend some time looking at it. You don't really know what it is, but at the last minute, you figure it out. You're like, aha, this is a hat of disguise. If I spend 1 minute to interact with it, but only once per day, the hat casts a level 1 illusionary disguise spell on myself.
That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
So let's see. So is that like disguise self turn you into like, can you become a specific person with that, or is it just like
For 1 hour, you can change your appearance into as another creature with the same body shape and roughly the same height within 6 inches and weight within 50 pounds. So good enough to hide your identity, but not enough to impersonate a specific person. Doesn't change your voice,
okay.
or
Right.
scent, or matter.
So we can infiltrate we can infiltrate the dwarves, but I cannot disguise myself as the dwarf captain.
You got it. You can be
Or if you're on the lamb, you can disguise who you are as a generic other person. Yeah, but you can't.
Exactly.
It seems like something very Nix Noxy. It seems
I was thinking that's actually pretty Mr. Peepers, to be honest.
You know what? It really is. No, it's not. I actually didn't take any disguise stuff. I don't have any disguise skills.
I don't think you need that though. I think it just lets you do it.
Yeah,
works.
this is
It
what
just
does that
works.
for it. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is what gives it for you. Like, do you have? I guess maybe I should hold on to it because I got the charisma, and which kind of just gives me the untrained.
Yeah, you don't want.
Does anybody is anybody skilled in the arts of deception?
No.
Yes, I am actually.
So then
Oh,
it's your hat.
really?
So let's
And
give
do you
the
have
hat.
a rap sheet?
Well, hold on. When you say deception, what do you mean? I'm still.
I mean
in
the skill.
art-
I mean, are you trained in the skill deception?
Oh no, I'm not. No.
All right. Is anyone trained in skill deception?
No. Nothing charisma based.
All right. So I have natural charisma, so maybe I should hold on to it then.
Are you trained in the skills of deception?
I'm not, but I have
Okay.
a very high charisma, so I'm +4 and naturally untrained.
So let me tell you how this works from a Pathfinder Society.
Everyone can
point
get
of
one,
view.
right?
Right. So they do this new thing in Pathfinder Society 2nd edition. Everything you find gets converted into what's called a treasure bundle. And then depending upon what level you are, you'll get a certain amount of gold. So, in essence, you're trying to find as much treasure as possible. So, this, I'm just going to tell you right now, is the equivalent of 2 treasure bundles. And at level 1, you will get 1.4 gold per treasure bundle. So at the end of the adventure, you will get 2 treasure bundles for what you found. The most you can get is usually, I think, 10 treasure bundles per adventure. It's kind of metagamey, but you can kind of figure it out. Like, usually it's about 4 groups of treasure in an adventure, approximately. And you can use it and hand it out to anyone, but at the end of the adventure, anything you find in the adventure, you lose. You have to hand back. And then you get the ability to either buy it or buy it at a discount.
And is that, do you
That's
buy it
great.
before each adventure, or is that
No, once you buy it,
so
you own it
permanently
forever.
on your character?
It
Interesting.
depends.
Okay.
If it's a thing like a hat of disguise, you own it forever. If it's a potion, then you only buy it. It's a consumable. What's really interesting is if you find a consumable and then you use it in the adventure, it still counts. Like, it still counts as your treasure. You don't lose the treasure bundle. It's sort of a cheat, but you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, right. So that makes sense. So it's like they kind of abstracted and systematized the whole loot splitting, sale in town, buying stuff, all of that. They just systematized it.
Pretty much.
Well, cool. That's a double treasure bundle item. How good is that?
Right. But I was just talking. I wasn't talking for after the adventure. I was talking about like because during the adventure, it actually exists
Definitely.
in real life.
Yes.
And so who
Yes.
has it matters.
Yes. I'm just
Right.
explaining it, how this works. This is the first treasure you found in Pathfinder Society 2nd edition, and they changed it since 1st edition. So I was just explaining how it works. That's all.
Awesome.
Mr. Peepers, that's all you really see around there. It took 10 minutes. So by resting 10 minutes, Millicent and Thorgrim are no longer wounded, so you won't die. So that's good.
And I get my lay on hands back, right? After 10 minutes?
Yes, and you'll get your lay on hands back.
Sort of like as long as you do your recovery action in that 10 minutes. So you can, for, your class, you'd probably pray or something like that.
Yes.
So Thorgrim, could you have done that during combat, or is that an
Yes.
out of combat action?
He can lay on hands during combat, but then it takes 10 minutes to recharge. So it's a once
Oh.
per 10 minutes thing.
All right.
In fact,
well,
he did do it during combat.
I did do it. Well,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah.
Did I? Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
did
you
do
did.
it.
You did.
Yeah, I can do it once during combat. It's a class thing, and it's like based on focus magic points, of which I only have one. But they come back every 10 minutes after you do like I pray to Iomede and rest
Oof.
for 10 minutes, and get it back.
Is that similar to Ioma Day?
It's-
The pronunciation.
Are they like
pronunciation
sisters?
Is Iomede. That's the
It's
that's the correct-
Iomede. It's a regional
Iomede.
dialect. hmm
I mean, I think it's Ioma Day, but that's okay.
I actually looked it up. I actually looked it up.
And it, like you're gonna have a hard time distinguishing when we actually genuinely don't know how to pronounce something or when we're mispronouncing something intentionally for humorous effect, because we do that a lot. There's a lot of intentional mispronunciations.
I don't know. I'm pretty bad at the pronunciations.
So you've been down here for about 30 minutes, and if you remember, high tide will be up in about 5.5 hours, in which this entire location will be flooded.
Wait,
So what
30
do you want
minutes?
to
I
do?
thought we just rested down here for 10.
Well, no, it was 10 minutes for him to get his lay on hands back, and then another 10 minutes if he wants to recharge it ready for combat. So that's 20 minutes, plus I'd say 10 minutes for battling and searching and just whatever.
All right.
We should proceed.
Mr. Peepers goes here.
Hey there, little fella. You want to let me go first? I'm a little tougher than you.
Sure. Can I do that? Oh, I guess we all can do that.
You push through this opening in the wall, and it looks like there was a small collapse, and perhaps that's how this crocodile got into this chamber, because you are now in the sewers. The strong scent of salt water hints at the daily flooding that washes through these sewers from the nearby sea, as do the occasional stranded fish or crustacean. The walkways alongside the sewer are slick and damp, although relatively clear of normal waste you would find inside the sewer. So the sewers that you're in right now are a good 20 feet wide. There's a 5-foot walkway on every side, and then in the middle is where the water from the sewer is rushing. It looks like the sewer channel is about 2 to 3 feet deep, and the water is rushing fairly quickly out of the sewer into other areas. To the south, it goes way off into the distance, and to the north, it goes into a 4-way intersection.
And this was the only other exit from this room, right? From this room, that south was a dead end, right?
Yeah, there was no other exit, and it looks like there was a collapse of the wall, and it looks like what you can tell is the alligator kind of snuck in here from the sewers, and then some of the wall collapsed, and it couldn't get out. And Mr. Peepers just had to move some of the rocks around and push them out of the way, and now he's able to sneak through, and now you're in the greater sewer area.
What is that to the far west? Is that stairs?
To the very far west, yes, there's stairs going up to the northwest. To the very far west, you see stairs leading into a chamber.
Can I see any further south, or is that the extent of the map?
That's the extent.
Okay.
Further
Okay.
south, you can tell it's going to like a grate, and you can't go any further south. There's a grate down there, and it's going off into
Is
the
this-
distance.
Is this sewage water?
Yeah, it's sewage water, but it's actually pretty clean because this area gets swept by the sea every day. So every day this gets cleaned. So for a sewer, it's actually probably the nicest and cleanest sewer you've ever seen.
High praise indeed.
So you said the 2 feet deep water. Is that where we're standing, or is that in
No.
the center trough?
In the center area, the trough, that's the sewer channel, and that is where the water's rushing by. You're on the side where people can walk and stand and sort of traverse the sewers. It's just wet, but there's only like an inch of water. Now, Mr. Peepers jumps into the sewer, and he gets soaking wet. He's
How
fine.
far
but
down is it?
It's only
how
2
far-
to 3 feet. It's only 2 to 3 feet. That's fine.
Okay, so I jump in the sewer and I get soaking wet. And I assume that it is not slippery, I hope. And if I can,
It's
I
difficult
will...
terrain if you're
Okay.
going into it. It's slippery enough that you have to pay attention, but it's moving pretty fast, but it's fairly clean for sewer water.
All right, so I'm going to try to go just to get I'm going to do scoping. I'm scoping things. I'm providing eyes for the party. I'm
Sure.
sneaking. That's
Mr.
that's-
Peepers, you should
Mr.
exercise
Peeper,
caution.
Mr. Peepers runs ahead of the party, way ahead. He's
Oh no, no, no!
Don't get-
I
don't get too-
exercise caution. That
Don't
is
get
my.
too far ahead.
I will be stealthy in my peregrination, and I will just provide some eyes for the party.
well, you are 20,
I don't
25
I don't
feet to the west.
see Nix Knox on the map at all.
Oh, Nix Knox is like he's taking a breather in the other room. He's hanging out with the crocodile. He's like trying to take his teeth out or something. Mr. Peepers, you see a room. There's some stairs leading up, 10 feet up, and then you hear machinery coming from a room to the west. You actually hear noise. By the way, it's very noisy in here. Between the fact that you are in a sewer, there's rushing water, there's a lot of hard surfaces. It's very echoey. It's very hard to hear. So just FYI, it's going to be very hard to tell distances if you start getting away from each other. It's an echoey sewer with water rushing.
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to check this route? All right, I'll tell them about. I hear machinery and.
Wait, let me. I'm worried about Nix Knox. We got to go make sure he comes with.
I think we lost him. I think he died in combat. He was a good
Where's
guy.
the little fella?
Well, you know about me that I vanish. Like my default.
Oh, okay.
Like unless I say otherwise, I'm stealthing in the back.
Okay,
I'm going
gotcha.
from cover to cover.
All right, understood. All right, let's.
Yeah, that makes him seem real trustworthy.
Yeah, it's adding up. Goblin. And it's okay.
All right. So we see what this machinery is all about.
Yeah, let's take him.
Yeah, let's go.
Millicent is slowly going up the stairs. You hear cranking and grinding coming from the west.
In these cramped corridors, Millicent's going to have long sword and shield out, especially since she got taken down so easily by a giant croc. And she's going to peer around the corner, being a little careful, seeing what's going on.
You climb up and you see what appears to be a large room filled with machinery. If you were to guess, maybe pumps of some sort. You see tall stone cylinders that stand in a line in the center of this chamber. There's broken pipes protruding from the ceiling above the cylinders, rusted and covered in green algae. And every few minutes, you hear one of the cylinders making this feeble grinding sound, and a dribble of water flows down from the top of the cylinder and drips onto the floor. So it looks like there was about half a dozen pumps of some sort connected to the ceiling, and all those connections to the ceiling have been broken. And whatever this machinery is, it sounds like it's trying to actually work, but it's just grinding away and not doing anything.
Huh. Any of you know anything about all these gears and whatnot?
I do not.
Mr. Peepers,
I might.
if anyone who has thieving or crafting might have an idea what this is.
I have crafting.
Don't have. Oh, I mean.
You don't have thievery? You're a rogue, Mr.
Oh yeah. Oh, thievery?
Yes, thievery.
On this machinery? Okay, yeah.
You do
I don't
ya?
roll. Do I roll that, or do you roll that?
I roll it.
I have a +7 for thievery.
Oh, what's your rap sheet look like?
It's actually, it's nice and clean in this vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Peepers looks at this and is able to, with 100% confidence, know that the earthquake destroyed these pipes connected to these pumps, and it looks like that these pumps were being used to take any water from the foundation of the theater above and pump it from the foundation down here into the sewers. And they're magical, so they've been working continuously. It's been 20 years since the earthquake, and since they're just going against machinery, there's no water here, they've just worn out over time.
Oh.
Thorgrim, on the other hand, looks at all this, and he thinks that this might be some magical power plant that was created by the goblins, and it just doesn't work correctly. He thinks this is actually just a broken power plant. That's what he thinks.
Do I think it can be fixed?
Yo, yeah, you definitely think this could easily be fixed. Mr. Peepers knows this thing has been destroyed beyond measure.
Yeah. Typical of the goblins to, design
All right,
something like
but I mean,
this.
I have crafting blacksmithing. Like, I don't know if that applies, but maybe, is it possible I could fix it? And how long would it take?
Oh, sure. It would probably take a couple of days. You could probably fix it if you wanted to
If
come
you have
back
the
and
tools.
spend some downtime. Yeah, you come back.
All right, so it's not something that can be like fixed now, so that we can avoid this flooding time issue.
Yes. So one thing I'm going to mention is that if I roll and I get a critical failure, you learn information that is 100% wrong. So,
Nice.
with that in mind, one of you has the right information and one of you has completely wrong information. But I'm not going to tell who.
Oh, I'm definitely right.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
+7. Eat it.
No, I'm coming back on my own time.
Yeah. You've already forgotten this. All right, so this is you don't have
Where
the
did you
tools.
disappear?
No,
Did
let me tell
you go to the west?
There's a couple characters here. One of them doesn't even have the tools to repair anything. So I think we know which one is just like
I actually have tools to repair
slack
stuff.
jawed, mouth breathing as he's walking around.
I actually have tools.
Do you have the skills to pay the bills?
I do.
So there is another entrance to the west, and Millicent and Mr. Peepers.
Yeah, go first.
You're going, and sure
Because
enough,
all of our items are.
Can I get caught up? Because I remembered something. Nixnox remembers something. Goes back to the body of the alligator and takes an eye and a tooth. Because I want trophies to show the Goblin King that the monster is dead. That would be nice. That would be nice and appropriate and dramatic.
I actually said you did that. That was a joke.
Oh, did you? Did you say you
Yes,
did that?
that's the funniest thing. I
Oh.
literally just said you were doing that. So
That's really funny.
that is
All right.
weird.
So now I'm catching up.
Okay, he runs back, covered in gore. Millicent sees another grate to the south, and then to the north, just more sewers.
Huh. Not a lot of other action in here. Millicent is going to be using, by the way, the defend exploration mode activity, where she sort of is going around with her shield already raised.
Ooh, I like that idea. Me too.
You're making that up. You're making that up.
I like
does
that.
not exist.
It's
No
it's one of the
way.
exploration mode things, yeah.
Is that a class specific thing, or is it?
Nope, it's on page 479. Defend is one of the
Nice.
good ones you can do. You move at half your speed with your shield raised. If combat breaks out, you gain the benefits of raising a shield before your first turn begins.
So you don't have to use the action. I like it, and I'm doing the same.
Copycat.
That's pretty fancy.
My shield is damaged.
Oof.
Seth, where is Nixnox?
Oh, he's.
I'm passing by the machinery using my own crafting skill to have my own evaluation of what that is.
Yeah, you'll come in with the answer.
believes that these were magically powered sump pumps that were installed to help with pushing water away from the foundation of the theater, and that they have broken after the earthquake and just years of continual use. And he also believes they are beyond repair.
Don't tell Thorgrim that.
I keep that information 100% to myself.
Yeah, I need a weekend project.
You're the John McLaughlin who will say the answer is you cannot repair these machines.
So as you continue through the sewers, it's very creepy. It's very echoey. Water everywhere, hard to hear.
What's
but
your
you
light
don't
source,
see
by the way?
anything. You don't see anything. I don't know. What is your light source? It is.
I can
pitch dark
cast
down
light,
here.
so I can give.
Yeah.
I have dark vision.
I can give you guys a light source.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mr. Peepers is using someone else's light source.
Oh yeah, if you can give me a light source, that would be real handy. Maybe on the
I'll
shield.
give it to Millicent because
Yeah, definitely.
the rogue's supposed to be sneaky.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ooh,
I
on
have
the-
dark vision.
Ooh, we're on the long sword.
What's the radius of that? And how did he do it again? Is it dim light, bright light? What's the?
The light spell?
Because if you guys have a light source, it's good to know what the radius of that light source is. So being out of that light source, you're in the dark.
I believe it's 20 feet
It's
of bright and 20 feet of dim.
Yep. It's the same as a torch. So basically, within 40 feet is all light. Mr. Peepers, when he travels further to the north, you hear the sound of rushing water and like a waterfall far to the north.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it the same depth of water?
Is there stairs
Relative-
going up that way?
Yeah, those are stairs. Like sometimes it's the sewers to like, drain. The levels go up and down at 5-foot intervals. So there's like small staircases and small little waterfalls. Up to the north, though, you hear a much larger waterfall, like crashing water.
So is this deeper, this square area that we're in, or is this still 2 feet
So
deep?
all the sides, those are just walkways, and then anything in the middle, the deeper, that's 2 to 3 feet deep. That's the water.
I can't stand it. I'm jumping in.
Yeah, you're just Mr. Peepers is just having
Mr.
a good old
Peepers,
time. He's just running around the water, just like a little child.
Mr. Peepers, exercise caution. You
But-
don't know
but
what might be in
there's
there.
this thing. We got to explore it. What are you talking about? I mean,
Where I'm
what did we
standing
come down
now-
here for?
Can I go north from here? You said those are stairs going up?
Those are just going up between the levels. You see how it
Oh.
goes? Yeah, those are stairs between like the west and the east. Those are just stairs in between the sewer sections.
I think we should go this way.
I can't see your
Oh,
character.
going north.
Oh, there you are.
Okay.
Uh,
Yep, you're going
Yeah.
north.
All right. Pick a direction. Fine.
All right, Thorgrim, you go all the way to the north, and you see something pretty cool, actually. There's a very large grate in front of you, but you can see through the grate, and there's a very large waterfall that goes down about 25 feet. And down at the waterfall, you can see that there is a large lake of some sort where the water is congealing and gathering. So there's obviously some other water source from these sewers.
So wait, this to the waterfall is flowing to the north or to the south?
To the north. The waterfall is flowing over this area here to the north and then falling into a lake that's north of you. There's a large grate in front of you, so you can't like go through this area, but you can see that it's going into a much larger waterfall.
We
area.
could do a bend bars, lift gates.
Oh! I bet you can't do it.
True.
What do you
But then
think
you're
about
gonna have to you'd have to actually go down 20 feet. And 20 feet of falling damage is no joke in Pathfinder. Because it's just
yeah.
flat damage now. You don't even roll.
Ouch. All right, I think maybe we should go back and go to the east and then north again.
All right.
Mr. Peepers has a lawyer for falling damage, but I guess that doesn't help us.
Oh, Thorgrim is going fast. All right, hold on a second, Thorgrim.
Because I'm worried because I know that they said that that's going to flood and we got to get out.
Okay, but wait for the rest of us, though.
Oh my gosh, he's over there.
I know, Thorgrim, but you come back to him, you find a corpse
Good
of Thorgrim.
God,
he's dead. You don't even know what happened. He just steps on a trap and he's dead. No, you see a passageway.
Yeah, we travel together. We travel together.
Mr. Peepers inspired me. He inspired me to.
I
be a madman.
know. I know. You guys are moving like mad people. Mr. Peepers. Yeah, you see stairs going down. You see stairs going down, Mr. Peepers.
Going down.
Going down. All right, and your stairs go. Wow, you guys are flying. Okay, hold on. Whoa.
Oh!
Oh,
ho,
definitely
hey.
going down. Guys, you want to come down here? We got a ship.
Jesus Christ.
We got a boat.
We have a graphic. We have a map graphic.
We have a graphic sighting in Sector 2.
But there's more indistinct sewers up to the north.
That is true.
Crashing water and the occasional bit of flotsam from the sewers flow into this large, broad pool that fills the entire cavern and extends far into the northwest. A small cove stretches to the southeast, where there's a barnacle-covered boat. It is marooned and submerged in the water. The craft is, as I said, submerged in water, but there is a rope securing it to the shore. It is saturated and beginning to rot.
Oh my gosh.
Can I make a check to see if it's seaworthy?
Yes, you can.
It's submerged,
Like-
isn't it?
Yeah, it's submerged. So you
Plus
look.
5.
+5. You look at it and you're like, I think it's seaworthy. You guys are gonna have to take it out and dump out all the water, but it looks intact. It looks like it's just been flooded over and over again, so that's why it's submerged under the water. But it looks okay.
Right. To the dwarf who thinks he can repair these machines, it's seaworthy.
Yes, this is a seaworthy vehicle.
After you. I like this area. Guys, what do you think?
I'd like to see what's going on with this boat. It's like a rowboat, or it's like what kind of sailboat? Sunfish?
I don't see Jason's character anywhere.
I might be standing on him.
No, I'm up at the top of the stairs at the moment. I'm still here.
She was guarding the rear.
I also visually examined the boat to see if it's a wreck, or if we just pulled it out and bailed it out, we can sail around on it.
You know, when I joined the Pathfinders, I wanted to get on a boat and see the world, but I had something a bit larger in mind.
Yeah, this is...
Nick Knox wants nothing to do with that boat. Nick Knox is like, nah, we're gonna die.
So the boat, the boat's a wreck. It's like it's been there forever.
I disagree. This boat is very seaworthy.
treasure. This is buried treasure. How deep is the water? Can we tell? Because
Can I make a perception check to see if there's any kind of wild life around here, flora or fauna?
Yeah, perception check for checking depth of water.
Well, the water around here is pretty shallow. It's like 1 to 2 feet. It gets pretty deep pretty quick, though.
Jumping in.
Okay, you jump in.
All right, I'll help you with. I'll help you get this boat out. Let's get.
Yeah, the boat's just kind of stuck in the water, and it has barnacles on it. It just looks like it's been wedged in there. It looks like you could take it out and flip it pretty easily.
So I've stowed my shield and my trident, and I'm helping him.
It doesn't look like there's any animals or tracks, and it looks like you're fine. So it doesn't look like there's nothing to indicate that there's any wildlife in this area whatsoever.
Excellent. All right, let's try to pull this boat out and bail it out so it can be seaworthy once again.
Sure. You
All right.
pull out the boat, you flip it over, you bail it out, you put it back on the water, and it seems to be holding.
Way, hey, up.
I rap on the wood, and it's like, oh, this is good wood. It's good. It's quality wood.
Early in the morning. Okay, so I'm going to search around this area. That's the action that I'm taking. I'm searching.
You search around the area.
Check.
And
You're performing seek actions. We're seeking, right? That's what they call it now.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the common man calls it.
Well, in exploration mode, it's searching.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. I think she should get a slow clap for that one. That was impressive.
Yeah.
You seek meticulously for hidden doors, concealed hazards, and so on.
That's awesome.
Okay. Well, the combination of searching, seeking, and scouting, we'll just do the 3 S's. You don't see any oars. Those must have been swept away a long time ago. The boat is more than big enough to hold 6 or 7 people, no problem. And you would guess this might have been like a smuggler's boat or something, because this is kind of in a weird area. And it's in pretty good shape. The rope that's holding it is really rotten and about to disintegrate. So you don't know how much longer this will be here. You don't see any treasure. There's no footprints. It looks like this boat has been here for years and years and not been disturbed.
What happens when Mr. Peepers goes over here?
And Mr.
Peepers, be careful.
Further into the water.
Mr. Peepers, exercise caution.
I know, the water.
Does Mr. Peepers actually know how to swim?
Negative.
I don't know. He has leather. That might be good for swimming, I think.
No,
heavy leather overcoat. I think that might be
Armor
buoyancy. The positive buoyancy of
No.
leather.
I'm going to get on the boat and test out the sturdiness of it.
All right. Millicent will put her shield away for a moment so she can hold it steady for you.
So what do I see? Does it get deeper? Are we looking at just like a natural cavern, or is there what are we talking about? I like this area. This is good dungeon design. I like it.
So you are exploring this cove. It's going much further to the northwest. You can't see past because it's pitch black, even with any dark vision you might have. The water is about 3 to 4 feet deep. It's probably going to be much deeper, like where those waterfalls are. And you can see there's a waterfall directly to the west of you and kind of one to the northwest of you. Obviously, that one to the west is the one you just came from. And the water doesn't look like it's terribly deep, maybe 3 to 4 or 5 feet at most. But it just goes off into the distance. As to what's out there, you have no idea.
Yeah, that's pretty deep for a halfling. Okay, Mr. Peepers is calling this a day, and he's getting back on shore. Dry land.
I have a speculation if you want to hear my speculation.
Of course.
Yeah, what is it?
Please.
So my speculation is, okay, so this is going to open out into the open water where the tide will rush in when the tide comes in. And this boat was indeed a smuggler's boat. And so they would do so in some time in the past, because it's all rotted, it's been a while, smugglers would come in, go do their business, then go get the boat and leave. Now, the fact that it's sunk with the tide coming in and out would indicate that they would finish their business while it stayed low tide. Like there's no provision for it to be left here to account for the tide, which means that it was here, it was sunk. Something happened to the smugglers. I think the smugglers came in, went somewhere else. Something happened to them. They did not return to retrieve their boat. So I think I think it might be fun to go and try and find what happened to the smugglers.
Right.
The smugglers lost booty.
Are they in the belly of the alligator? Maybe.
Exactly. Yeah, or something, or something.
Yeah, that alligator nearly kicked our butt.
Maybe the beret belonged to the smugglers.
Like, while this is going on, Steve and I are sending private messages to one another about the loot that is coming into Mr. Peepers.
Yeah.
And
how much you're stealing.
Rapidly adding items to my inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an ancient wishing well, and he's just going through it and getting all the coins from the ground. That's what he's been doing that whole time.
I'm going to speculate more. So my feeling is that east is the direction. I think that north will hit into more of the stone barrier before the open water, and that whoever owned this boat went east.
Sounds like a race to me. Mr. Peepers runs up the stairs.
Really? You run up the stairs? Okay, everyone stop then. Stop.
That boat is really small. I can't even fit all of us, can I?
No, not really.
No, it can fit
That's
7
really
people.
small.
Oh, really? It can't? Oh,
What?
okay, so
I said
it's
that.
just a-
I said that.
I guess
it's not drawn to scale.
And there's also just the weirdness of the game. There's also weirdness of the game that a square is 5x5, right?
Yeah.
5x5 is actually an enormous space.
Right,
So
it is.
that's a thing,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so that boat is 10 feet. It's actually 10.5.
Yeah, 10 foot's pretty small.
Damn it, Peepers.
Well,
Peepers is going
Mr.
to do what he
Peepers
does.
is running and stealthing, so I don't
Can
know
you
if one
run and stealth?
No.
can't.
No.
Not
you
to
I
your high
can.
level.
No,
Nice.
you can't.
Oh, come on.
I can. I'm very, very sneaky, and so I can move a little.
Really?
Bit faster. Yeah, I can move a little
What
bit
is your
faster.
Class. Like, what is your class?
Sorcerer.
I don't like that you can run and sneak at the same time. 'cause
Well,
I'm-
I can't run. It's like I can't run. I just when I'm sneaking, I can go a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but it should be harder to detect than a sort.
The exploration mode term for it is avoid notice.
Nix Knox has lots of skills that you're not familiar with.
You know what? He's got a lot of skills. I'm hearing that. That's for true. That I hear just one skill after another. I mean,
Yes, I am highly skilled.
We need
And
to
he's only made up half of them.
check his hero lab because I'm not sure.
yeah.
I mean, Sorcerer is not an
Pretty much.
intelligence-based class.
Yeah, I
so,
know.
Yeah, not sure about the accuracy.
I am a highly intelligent character though.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
14.
Did you say 14, Seth?
I did.
Highly intelligent at 14?
Yeah, that's highly
Yeah,
intelligent.
for a
Charisma.
charisma based and that's
Oh,
like
okay,
an extra.
4. Okay, all right. So
And his average. So,
yeah,
he's
for
above average.
so in the crowd that you hang out with,
Exactly.
you're the guy.
For a not primary stat, it's like that is not like one of the ones you need to live. Like that's pretty high.
That is
Right.
high.
So it's like that Hurley Burley quote where you're crawling on the sidewalk, all your friends hanging out in the gutter look up to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Peepers runs up the steps. As he runs up the steps to the southeast, he sees the 4 mercenaries that were in the theater when you first entered the theater, who were talking to the king and lost the theater battle against you. All four of them see Mr. Peepers.
Hold on. I have no light source. They have a light source. Do they really see me? I mean, really, do they see me?
Oh, we could get all in the rules, man. We could get to that half an hour stealth and
I'm gonna work those lawyers if I can, because Millicent is my light source. There is a light.
2 of them. They have light too.
I accept that.
They have light. Oh, they all have light.
That's why I'm saying I think I see them before they see me, because I don't have a light source. My light source is Millicent right now, and I think that they might see a silhouette.
Do halflings have dark vision?
Oh my god, we're going to engage the perception categories. Are you unnoticed and unobserved? Are you merely unobserved? There's like 4 different categories.
Oh, I know which ones
you might
they
be
are.
hidden.
You might be, but here's the thing. I didn't say they noticed you right away. I'm saying he came up and he noticed them. And it looks like as he pops up, 2 of them swing towards your direction and you think they notice you. What do you do?
Give them the finger and I back away.
Okay.
Just walk away.
I mean, if they see me, then that's what they get. And if they don't, then there's no harm, no foul. And of course, I tell my group, all right, your reconnaissance person that you depend upon for feeding you, spoon feeding you information.
You mean knickknacks?
More information. And Mr. Peepers is doing so. He tells you what he saw. Those guys that we beat during the dance-off, they're trying to, like, I don't know, try to repair their rep or something like that.
I absolutely pull out more completely baseless speculation. They're allies of the smugglers that died in here, and they're after the treasure.
Are you quoting the Goonies? Is this the Goonies? Is that what we're doing here?
I love
It should be.
I don't. Gosh, wow, this is pretty close.
Are we
to
in
the
turns
Goonies.
now? Because I need to move. Also,
It is in fact One-Eyed Willie's treasure.
Yes.
We're not.
No, you're not in turns. No.
I'm gonna make my way to shore here.
Hiding in
All right.
shadows right now.
Now we have light though, generating off of
For
somebody.
you. For you.
Do you want me to just go up and talk to him?
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh.
I'm like,
Oh,
I-
boy.
I am actively hiding.
I draw all my weapons and I'm doing.
Millicent goes up and sees nobody.
All right, no. You said they were here. I don't see anybody. Where are they?
Mr. Peepers is also a liar sometimes, but he's likable. He's likable, and
Peepers.
people forgive
Are you
him
sure it
for
was
that.
not the shadows? It might have been the shadows.
No, they were all 4 of them. I'm telling you, those were the guys
shadows
we
in
beat
here.
during the dance-off. Millicent,
They play tricks
let's-
on the mind.
Let's check with Nick Knox. Where's Nick Knox? Isn't he supposed to be our scout?
He scouts the rear.
Nixnox is often not visible. I'm okay with that.
I don't mind actually them being down here if they're just going to be like the they're going to be our hound dog. If they're going to flush out the
they
quarry.
can't.
What
Yeah,
about up here to the north? Huh? We didn't check this out.
Sure, you check out to the north, and once again, you see another one of those grates with a waterfall to the west, and that goes into the lake. You know that because you were just down there. And then to the north, you see another waterfall going probably into the rest of the lake. And then far to the east, you see the sewer going off, and there's another grate there. But Nella notices sort of a broken portion of the sewer going to the southeast, and it looks like there is a natural chamber here.
Jumping in the water.
All right, I kind of quietly try to get the group's attention. Say, "Psst, guys, over here."
What is that?
Quietly tiptoe up to the edge and take a peek in.
That looks like a natural stone formation to me.
Yeah, it looks like a long time ago the sewers broke the wall, and now it looks like there's a natural pool. Oh, everyone's in here. Okay, so you are. Let me tell you what you see.
I'm still back.
Yes.
I'm perceiving from where I am. I'm trying to hear, and I'm trying to see with my dark vision to see if anyone is south of us, lurking about.
Oh my
got
God,
it.
Nixrox, just get in the room. Just
Nah,
get in the room.
He's so far. He's doing his own thing. He can do his own thing. The
He's in
sides
another
of this,
encounter. It's fine.
Yeah, the sides of this chamber are rough and uneven, dropping sharply to a large pool of water that fills the entire room. The north and south, the masonry of the sewer walls have crumbled away. So this entire chamber is pretty clean from what you can tell. You're kind of surprised. And on the sides where you're walking now, it's about 6 feet deep. So Millicent is about, it's going very quickly to 6 feet deep.
Oh.
And then in the middle, there's a very deep pool that goes about 15 feet down.
Hey, where's that boat?
By the way, you could swim at will. It's only you have to do the swim check like if you're in a combat encounter or something violent. Otherwise, you can swim at will. You don't have to make checks.
Oh, that's good. I like that
All
a
right.
lot.
Millicent's going to go ahead and put the shield away because it's going to be hard to swim with sword and shield. She'll just keep her magically lit longsword out. All right, let's see if they swam in this way.
Millicent dives into the water and is swimming.
Mhm.
I put my shield away, but I have my trident because that's very apropos to
Mr.
water.
Peepers is, I think, like splashing water at Millicent. He's just being a pain in the butt.
No. Dog paddle.
Dog paddle. Good job.
Nobody
Okay,
can see me.
All right. I'm assuming that while this was going on, I did not see or hear anyone.
You did not hear or see anyone.
All right, I'm
and you have
moving up
no
then.
idea where they are. You have no idea where they are.
Well, I know the general direction that they went in, and some of them have light sources. So I know that they went north. So I'm going to go north.
The
And then I'm going to see the edge of the illumination, and I'm going to know where they are. And I'm going to go over here.
And you realize they're having a pool party without you. Everyone's swimming. They're having a good time. They're having cocktails. Nix Knox is all by himself, as usual, without any
It's
friends.
sad. It's
Get in here, Nix Knox.
And I hide in this little corner up here.
That's
Right.
6 feet of water you're in, by the way. You have to swim and hide.
Oh, he's swimming and hiding.
Oh, screw that! I'm not doing that. Here, hold on.
You don't like to get wet, do you?
There you go. There you go. Yeah. The rest of you are swimming, and you're all hovering around that super deep pool that goes down 15 feet. You don't see anything so far.
All right, I'm
The
going
water's
to
calm, by the way. The water's
I'm going to
calm.
swim down 15 feet into that hole.
Okay.
I tell everyone, I say, I'm going.
What?
I'm going. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see what's down there. I have dark vision. I
Don't
can
do
see.
it.
I'm a dwarf.
Don't do it, Thorgrim.
Dwarves noted for their buoyancy.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Millicent's trying to look into that passage. It looks like it leads to the east.
Yeah.
I mean, John, 50. You scuba diver. 15 feet. That's nothing.
No, that's something. That's something.
That's something. I'm a
Dude,
scuba
well,
That's
diver.
pretty deep.
something. I mean,
Dude,
That's-
pools go down.
dude. Yeah, after 10
that's
feet, you
deep.
start to feel some pressure. 15
You
feet
do.
I mean-
is no
Ears and-
joke. 15 feet is
Yeah.
no joke.
And Millicent, by
I
the
went
way,
down 100
should
feet.
see more
fine.
map.
Yeah.
Before you do that, I think we should get a recon report.
Okay,
of what
Millicent sees that just goes off into a very small hole, so you can't go to the east anymore. That very quickly
Okay.
just goes to very narrow. To the south, you see that goes to the other part of the sewer, so it looks like it connects. And Thorgrim, as he swims down, accidentally.
what?
Oh, what? Wait,
No,
what?
Hold on.
What was that? Put that- Oh my God! Put that on
Thorgrim
the webpage.
drowns?
Jason, are you getting this?
He accidentally
What
drowns
happened?
up here.
What happened there?
Wow.
I coughed. Hold on.
Oh,
The wrong time.
Press your
That's
cough button. We don't have to all enjoy that cough.
I mean, you don't have to role play for the dwarf. We know they're very buoyant.
No, there's a history of me coughing on the show and then bad things happening. Jason and Vanessa know this.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's got to be
Oh,
bad for
no.
me.
You killed Bort.
It is the dwarf.
Whenever I cough, something bad happens.
You cough, someone dies every time.
Pretty much. Thorgrim, you get down 15 feet. Good news. You see that there appears to be a barnacle-encrusted lockbox at the deepest part of the pool. Bad news. You have your... Oh my God. Hold on. I need to get...
Oh boy, this is really bad. Oh my gosh.
Are you allergic to dogs?
I'm gonna take 30 seconds to get a soda while he's.
I was gonna say,
Do you have
let's,
the- do you have
let's
the
do a
Captain's
2
Crash?
minute,
Ooh, I like that
2
soda
minute
idea.
drink
I'm
break.
doing that too.
2
Of
minute
course,
drink break.
the way this is going, I might drown on it or something.
Yeah, we basically need to know what happens to Thorgrim.
It ain't gonna be pretty, I'm sure.
You're
I found something.
you're
I
reckless.
found something.
Thorgrim has to like rein it in a
Well,
little bit. He's reckless.
I know. I mean, as much as I give you a hard time about your recklessness, like I know we're on the clock, so I feel like we gotta search everything quickly for the Pathfinder Society and the Black Lodge. And I found something. I found something shiny and pretty. It's my
Yeah, we're on the clock, but you know what?
precious.
5 hours is a long time. in a
It's not.
dungeon.
I thought they said 30 minutes.
No.
You've
We've
been
been
here
down
30
here
minutes.
30 minutes. We have
You have
five
five and a half
hours.
hours.
Oh, I totally
Yeah.
misunderstood that.
That's okay.
so-
I thought we were
okay.
30 minutes and we
Now you
burned
have,
10.
no.
like,
Now
resting.
you have 5 minutes. You have about 5 hours left out.
As long as we don't have
Ah.
artwork of Thorgrim, we can maintain the integrity of this podcast and
There's
I actually
kill
have
him
all-
this
beautiful
episode and
artwork.
move on to another
I
character.
think as people die, I'll just keep replacing them with different character artwork.
It's beautiful Thorgrim artwork. It's really good. It's like outstanding.
Wait, you
Indeed.
guys have artwork already?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Nix Knox, that's his artwork. That's the rough. That's not the final.
I really like it. I like it a lot.
Mine is a dwarven lead figure from like 1987, which I like a lot.
Is it Ral Partha?
It is Ralph Arthur. You're familiar with the work.
I'm very familiar.
Do you have those lead figures, Seth? Gone.
Rob
Oh god!
Partha
Oh
is-
god! Yes! Oh god! Yes! Gone.
I still
Right.
have mine. I
Okay,
still have
Steve.
mine.
Because too many
Steve,
too many
what's-
moves.
But the craftsmanship, the art, Seth, the art.
Steve, what city is Rob Partha from? Do you know that?
It's probably from it's probably from Columbus, Ohio. I would say.
I thought they were English.
It's kind of no, it's kind of close. Grenadier was Cincinnati. Rob Partha was Pittsburgh.
Oh
Really?
wow, that's crazy.
Ohio.
I love
Yeah,
Grenadier.
Ohio, Pittsburgh, all those areas. There was a lot of.
They used to have a newsletter. The Grenadier had a newsletter I subscribed
Yes. Seth was a huge fan, huge artist too. Huge.
I was a
Really
huge
good
fan.
work. Really good work. I can't believe you melted those down for bullets.
to. Oh yeah, and actually it's a lot of fun. You melt them down and you pour them in the water and they explode. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Did
Or you
take
could
a
like melt it in
blowtorch
like
to 'em, too? I did that.
you could melt them and pour them down an anthill. That's very popular
That's
for
right.
art these days.
That is true. I've seen that.
Actually, it was the other way around. Ral Partha was Cincinnati, and Grenadier was Western Pennsylvania, not Pittsburgh
Oh.
per se. But
Owned. Owned.
It's all the same thing. I mean,
Well,
Pennsylvania.
Western Pennsylvania. I mean, that's Pittsburgh.
well,
Pennsylvania.
technically, it's listed as Springfield, Pennsylvania.
I mean, Pittsburgh's pretty far west Pennsylvania, right?
Oh wait, Springfield's actually out by Philadelphia,
It's not even Western PA. You're completely off.
so it's Eastern PA.
Not a big fan of
We
Philadelphia
learned something
either.
new, and nothing cool is in Pittsburgh. Hooray!
No, there's a lot of cool things. There's the mall.
Not
with Dawn of
related.
the Dead.
Not related to
The
miniatures.
mall.
There's steel. They have water port access.
Okay, we're all here. We should find out
Are we
what
ready?
happens to Thorgrim. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Thorgrim's good. He's okay.
Thorgrim swims down. He finds this jewel-encrusted lockbox. He's about to go reach it, and then his equipment gets caught on a rock, and you are stuck. You have 6 rounds left before you drown and die. What do you do?
Well, of course, the first thing I do in round 1 is grab the lockbox.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
I can do that. Hold, please.
We are now going to see just how insanely greedy Chris is, that his character is drowning, and instead of trying to save himself, he goes for the loot. Although he rolls a natural 20. Because he
That's
is
awesome.
chaotic greedy. So chaotic greedy Chris goes to the lockbox while he's drowning. and pries open the lock mechanism and pops it open and finds inside a old scrap of paper and a thumb-sized feline carved from some rare stone of some sort. That is all you see inside the lockbox. You have 5 rounds left. What do you do?
Can I have grabbed that in the same turn or no?
Sure, I will say
all right.
you can grab it real quick.
All right, and I'm gonna
Dude,
now try and
jeweled
free
encrusted
myself.
lockbox. You take the lockbox too.
The lockbox is totally encrusted. I mean, he can try. If you want to try to get the lockbox, you can spend another athletics check to try to like free it from the barnacles.
Do any of us have a sense that he's in trouble?
It doesn't look it. It looks like he's just, opening up a lockbox.
I'm taking care of my business. I don't even realize that I'm in trouble until I actually try to swim up, which is now. And
Thorgrim,
I will.
hand me the idol, and I'll throw you the whip.
I wish I had that option. I'm 15 feet under, so I'm gonna have.
You're 15 feet under. You try to swim up. You realize you're caught. You got 4 rounds left.
I might have the bends when I come up, so help me with that med kit. All right, I'm going to use an athletics check to get out of there with the loots.
You do that. Go right ahead. Roll a 10 for a 17. You free yourself from the barnacles that caught on your equipment. You swim up and you act like nothing happened. You're like, oh yeah.
I got this. Like I'm actually really strong, and I don't give an F. All right. So I come up and I'm like, it's a little rough down there. There might be a jewel encrusted lockbox down there, but I did open it and managed to come up here with this, and I put it onto the deck, and I crawl out of there.
How big was it? How big was that jewel encrusted?
Jewel
encrusted or was that barnacle encrusted?
Yeah, did I?
Barnacle encrusted.
Barnacle encrusted.
Now,
so-
you being a dwarf confused barnacles with jewels, but
Right.
they're kind of the same thing. Now, you'd think
Okay,
most
so the
dwarves
box
know
is
what jewels
sewn.
look like, but not Thorgrim, because Thorgrim's a reject.
I only know what the Arkenstone looks like. That had no value. That box itself. It's just the stuff in it.
No,
Okay.
the box looked like it was pointless.
All right.
You
I say,
you
Mr.
have a whole bunch
Peepers
of stuff.
and Nick Knox, take a look at these things I produced. They might have value.
Okay, well, you're swimming in 6 feet of water. I don't know if you want
Yeah,
to.
I get out. I get out.
We gotta get out.
Okay.
We gotta get out.
No. We're still in water, but you're right. Yeah, we got to get out of here.
I'm the only one who's not in 6 feet of water.
Right.
So wait, what's to these? Nothing.
Nothing. It just goes.
All right,
up
let's
into
get out of
the
the water.
Okay, you get out of the water, you're back on dry land, you throw down the items, and sure enough, there's a piece of paper, there's this thumb-sized feline carved of some stone, and you didn't even realize this at the time, you also took a small bag as well.
Oh, good.
Allow me to see that feline. I wish to
Definitely.
water.
Definitely. Show Neelix. Neenox.
I do, and I'm like coughing out the water and like shaking the water off. I'm like, ugh, I'm like, Nick Knox, I've heard of spells that can like help me dry my clothes. You have such things.
I snap my fingers and cast Prestidigitation and clean him up.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice. And you make me
I think he
cry.
meant produce flame. I think he actually wanted to be
It
dried
lights him on
off with-
fire.
that's
that's
the
awesome.
Dryer
better
clothes.
way. I would love to see that.
But I'm actually slightly resistant to flame.
Yeah, well, Mr. Peepers is going to dry himself like a dog, and he's standing next to Mr. Nixnox, and he's going to shake it all off. He's going to shake it all off.
I'm concentrating on reading I'm like so concentrating on reading the aura of this little feline figurine that I don't even notice the dog spray.
Nice.
You look at this jade cat. It looks a cat made out of jade, and it is giving you abjuration magic, no less.
Ooh.
Might this be a figurine of wondrous power?
It might be. You want to try to figure it out?
It could be a Qual's feather token.
Nice. Those are the old school.
There are.
What do you want to do?
So we could do like, all right. So 10 minutes to sort it out, but 10 minutes we're kind of vulnerable right now if your report
No.
of seeing those guys running around is true. So what do you want to do?
These guys are nihilists. They're cowards, so we don't need to really worry about them.
Wait. Oh, wait. Everyone's here. Like I'm not. I don't see Millicent. Oh, Millicent. I see.
I'm here.
Well, if we wish to examine these clues more carefully, I suggest we withdraw back to the boat, where it's nice and
Right, but perhaps there's more to explore in here.
All right.
Back to
Yeah,
the
or-
boat
or
where
we-
it's
or we
also
could-
cold and damp.
And there's one exit, and we don't have to worry about getting attacked from any possible angle.
Search
I
mode.
think we should go east. Let's go.
Or just like
let's
pocket
go-
the stuff.
Yeah, let's pocket.
But what is it? What is? Don't you have a piece of paper?
So-
what is that piece of paper?
Yeah, what's
say?
with the piece of
Yeah,
paper?
read that. Yeah,
All right, here. Let me see that. I'll read it.
I'm not so good on the readings.
I'm
Thanks.
pretty.
Really? Really?
All right. So can I take it and read what it says?
It's an old scrap of paper with the words, "For the Illidar family matter."
For the Illadar family matter.
That's it.
Interesting.
Can we make a check to see what Illidar means? Is that
Sure.
a history?
Or society. Society.
I got society.
What is your society?
It is a +3.
You do not know what that is? Might be a family name
+1.
of some sort, but you don't know.
I also have legal lore at +3. If I could roll that.
Mr. Beeper says a +1, he said.
Yeah, can I roll that?
Yeah, you. I do it for you. You roll, and you actually know who that is.
Millicent, let me just tell you what that's about.
Wow.
Wow.
He's halfling. He's half-splaining.
You recognize that's a family of some note that moved away from Absalon almost 100 years ago.
That's interesting.
So what you're saying is they're not planning on coming back for this stuff.
Yeah, it's
and
very
there's no
old.
way that boat in the bay is 100 years old, right? There's no way that would just
Definitely
be,
not.
Yeah, it would, that,
Millicent using her legal lore remembers this after being explained it, and she one-ups and says, "Oh, I remember that family. In fact, they moved away after their eldest daughter disappeared."
Yeah. And a matter is usually a legal term, so I'm wondering if this has something to do with that.
And so, wait, in the context of the box are a was it like a jade cat, the piece of paper, anything else,
A bag. What's in the bag?
or onyx cat, or what is it?
Yeah, a jade cat. And you open up the bag, and there's 5 gold pieces in the bag.
So there's some cash, there's a figurine, and then a scrap of paper that says for the, what's it, Illidar matter?
For the Illidar family matter.
Illidar family matter. Interesting. I wonder if someone paid to get that poor girl taken away.
Right.
I think those theater people might know something.
I mean, maybe those weren't smugglers so much as kidnappers that used
And,
that
there,
boat.
there wasn't anything else at the bottom of that pool.
You didn't see anything?
I didn't.
I
see
mean, you could
anything.
try. You could jump down again and do some more searching.
If you want me to, all right.
Jump in, Exnox.
I'm not big on the water, no thanks.
I mean, I'll go look if you really want
I'm
me to.
half fire. I'm a half fire elemental. Me and water, we don't get along.
I'm all cleaned up now. I don't really think there's anything else down there.
All right.
But go. We'll cover you if you want to go in. Look.
No, I believe you got it all. All right, I suppose we can continue exploring down here. Maybe there are more clues about.
Should we take a brief look to the east here? See what's down there?
Yeah, it looks like the east might be happening.
To the east, again, there's a grate, and you can't go any further to the east. So you've kind of explored everything you can in this area that you can get to.
Does that include to the southeast?
Yep, that's a grate too. So this area is kind of
Well,
done.
I don't think everyone's going to like this idea, but I think we should get into that boat that is seaworthy and go to the
Wait,
northwest and out. And see
Right,
what's over
and
there.
including the north too, like that last little waterfall thing to the north that doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, actually, well, it goes to the larger lake. In fact,
But there's more to explore.
Looking at this
No.
entire map, it looks to
All right,
me about the size of a piezo flip mat. So I'm thinking we probably explored
I
everywhere.
know. There's so much metagaming. I know. It's like and that whole
Hard
business.
not to metagame.
I know. And that whole business with the boat. Like, I know these are dungeon tiles, and so I know sometimes they'll just have a boat on them. It's like, so that boat could absolutely be nothing.
As a writer, that's one of the things I find really fun is taking a flip mat and trying to figure out how this flip mat is a representation of a very specific space and not any generic space.
I like that a lot.
Very much.
They
It's
need
very
to-
much. You got to do that.
We
It's
need
good.
to have that.
Yeah.
But that being said, I still would like to explore the Northwest and see what's going on there. And actually, I feel like I'm a really confident swimmer right now. So I want to go beneath that boat and see if there might be treasure that got tipped out of the boat that we didn't look for yet.
Oh,
Mm.
searched. No.
Did you search that? You
Oh,
checked
yeah.
that?
I was
Under
up
the
in
water, you
there.
did?
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
And can I get a refresher on exactly what the directive was from the Pathfinder Society regarding this mission?
It was disturbances of crocodile nature underneath the theater.
No, that was the
But it-
goblins.
Yeah, but there was a secondary thing. It was like we wanted to make nice with the goblins in order to serve a purpose, and I don't remember exactly what that purpose was. It has something to do with finding out a secret or something, but I don't remember what the details were. And I think that's important because I have a feeling this box might be it. It might be the clue, and then we have to go and report back, and then that leads to something else.
Well, I'll tell you, anything you find, it can always lead to more information, and anything you find to report back to Pathfinders is always interesting. You might not know what it's connected to, but they'll obviously want to see that and know about that. You're instructed to hang out with the muckrakers, help them out, because they are now a new force in Absalon, and the Pathfinders are just looking for ways to make inroads with the goblins. And then, in addition, Edna Klein of the Vigilant Seal was watching this mission closely. He was worried about ancient evils being released into the world. So just be very careful, and if you find anything, either destroy it that you find or bring it back to the lodge if you find any like ancient evils. And other than that, it's really just explore. As I said, you can just call it a day and go back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because that's what it was. It was ancient evils. It was like something.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
see any ancient evils, and like
I don't see any ancient
I'm part of a
Well.
sect of the Pathfinder Society that's against a lot of evil, and looking like that. Yeah, I mean, I think we should search more for ancient evils.
Is there more to
Maybe.
search though? Where else can we?
North a little bit.
Northwest, definitely.
Yeah, Northwest.
All right,
Yeah,
so northwest. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get in the boat.
That's right. We need our boat.
Famous last words.
How do
Let's
we
get in the
deal
boat.
with paddling, though?
That would be Thorum's job.
I will keep time as like with the drums or a
No,
coxswain.
no.
I'll be the
These are-
coxswain.
No. You these oars happen to be dwarf length.
No, there's no oars right now.
All right, wait. There was back where the alligator was. There was a lot of theater and garbage in there, right? Weren't there like crates and crap? Crafting skill, make some oars.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, it's all. I mean, yeah, okay. If you really want, you can go all the way back there.
Is there,
Yeah,
there's something
sure.
here where we can jury rig.
Does anyone have a
something
10-foot
skill,
pole?
right?
We could pole like they do in Venice.
Basically, can we just like we have 3 people with crafting skill? Can we say we can propel the boat?
You can say anything you want. You can say you're a feathered duck for all I care. But yeah, sure. You manage to find and have enough knickknacks that you can make some makeshift oars. The water's pretty still, so it's not that hard for you to sort of paddle your way across.
So we do so, and so I see we're on a new map.
Right. So explain.
And you know what? And this bothers me that you, Mr. Peepers, you did see these 4 sketchy, bad performers.
I thought I did.
You
Yeah.
saw them.
Terrible.
Like they
Terrible
must know something that
performers.
we do not, and they
Oh.
might have gone the direct route, and we must
And it-
intercept.
Let me
their
tell you
nefarious
something.
plan.
Thorgrim, if they know something that we do not, that something is not about thespian performance. I mean, they were
That's for sure.
terrible. They were terrible. Like
They're
hands
silver.
down, roundly rejected by the impartial jury judging. Oh my gosh, they were terrible.
Horrific. But they were here, and now they're not. I mean, I trust your eyes. They must be over here.
Yeah, I don't know about that. How did we
Just so
get
you
here?
know, it's not kill on sight. We must negotiate first.
Okay. All right. Well,
Standard
that you
rules of
need-
engagement should apply.
no, weapons free. I'm sorry, weapons free.
No. We do not know their intentions. We must negotiate first.
Okay.
Well, I am for like, and this is actually a based supposition as opposed to something based on just like a picture on the map. Yeah, they're up to something, and obviously because if they engaged the goblins, basically saying that they were on the same mission as us. We are going to help you get rid of the monster. Let us down there to go do it. If that was at all true, when they saw and they were doing something like, oh, they've been gone a long time, we should go. They probably failed. We'll go take care of that monster. As soon as they saw that dead monster, they would have left and taken credit. The only reason why peepers would see them further inside the sewers is because that all of that is a pretext, and they want something else that's in these sewers.
So they might want to kill us because of the slight, or
they wanted to go down to the sewers in the first place for something else.
And then, for all we know, all the goblins are dead upstairs. I mean, for all we know.
I hope not, but maybe.
I know. You never know.
But anyway,
we have to interrogate them.
I think the rumors of ancient evil might be verified, and in fact, maybe they're occultists.
Yeah, I don't know, Seth. I think you've never been the receiving end of a loss to us in a dance-off, so you don't really know the sting of loss that these guys have suffered, and I think that's what this is about, really. Like that's reading between the lines right now in the story.
Well, then let us proceed and find the truth.
Anyhow, it takes you about 10 minutes to slowly paddle across that little inlet, and you have come to a rocky beach covered with bits of assorted refuge. To the northwest, what once must have been a natural cavern, its wall has partially collapsed some time ago by the settling ground on the waterside, revealing an area beyond of worked stone. You see a large chamber, and it's constructed of a pale green stone. What do you do?
Dude, that is all about ancient evil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneak over here and hide.
Stealth mode.
Yeah, there's something going on here. Millicent
No,
shows
we
her
have-
shield.
Send peepers on ahead.
Millicent,
They
what
look-
is that term we're going to go? Shields up, weapons out.
Defend. Mhm.
Defend, walk.
Everywhere you go, there's water. It's anywhere from like an inch to about a foot deep, just because this area continuously floods. And it's nothing to worry about, but there is water everywhere. It's also deadly quiet, and as soon as Mr. Peepers walks onto the green stone,
No, Mr. Peepers, where are you?
Mr. Peepers, get back here!
Mr. Peepers feels the distant foreboding as if you do not belong in this place. It's completely pitch dark. Ceilings are about 8 feet tall, and it is deadly quiet.
Okay.
Mr. Peepers might have dark vision, though.
Well, I definitely don't. I have dim light vision, which is kind of annoying as a halfling. I should have more. I do have some light from Millicent. I should be able to see. Yeah.
Yeah, we got 40 feet of light from me, so.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a little bit. So what are these alcoves? Before we
It's like a
go
little
trompsing
shady.
in there. Before we go trompsing in there.
Well,
let's-
you've already tromped because I don't see you.
No, I keep trompsing.
I'm stealthing. You guys are.
We don't see you.
You like
That's
you guys
cool.
are clumsy
I-
as a pregnant baboon is what you are, and I am
a
elegant.
like a
and-
yak with two club feet.
Yeah.
That's from a great movie.
Every time you get nervous about trompsing in, I take another 5-foot step.
So off to the northwest, You see a grand staircase. You also see side passages, 3 going to the north, 3 going to the south. You also see strange statues in these rounded alcoves that look very, very unnatural.
Unnatural, like the stone didn't just automatically take that shape and someone carved them? Or unnatural, like, dead God, what is that thing?
They're carved, but whatever the carving of, it looks to be like some weird, horrific tentacled monster.
Did you say dead God? What is that thing?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
That's a good saying. I don't
Seems appropriate
have
for Galarian.
much vision beyond what Millicent can provide, so I'm actually not going to go too much further because I kind of like sneaking. I kind of like the sneak.
Yeah, why don't Mr. Peepers just randomly go through one of these million narrow corridors on his own and see what happens? I'm sure you'll be completely fine. And he was never heard from again.
That's what he does. That's you can't change the personalities. I'm gonna check out this object and I'm gonna do a religion check on it.
Excellent. What is your religion?
It's +5 or 7. That's 5.
Give me a second.
Yeah, you know what? Mr. Peepers is going to have to do cleanup.
You're not quite sure. You know this is something. You can't quite put your finger on it though. You might need someone to help you.
Can I discern like good or evil at least? I mean, I'm sensing evil.
Probably evil. Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Peepers always doing cleanup. He's going to roll religion.
I roll it. You don't.
He rolls it.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, Mr. Peepers knows what this is.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
There you go. So Mr. Peepers.
It's an alternate idol to Iomede.
That is a statue of Dagon, the demon lord of the sea, sea monsters, and deformity.
Wait, wasn't that the name of the god?
Yeah,
in Conan the
Cthulhu.
Barbarian too.
Dude, that is outstanding. That's a really good.
Dagon
That's a good god.
Dagon is a H.P. Lovecraft god. Like it's a
Totally.
it's the deep ones worship Dagon.
Yeah. Okay, so that Thorgrim isn't out of the know, he will include him in the loop as far as Dagon. It's clearly a shrine to Dagon. There's quite quality movie on the subject.
Is there really?
No. So
While you're all doing this, Millicent is very slowly, very quietly moving through, going to the staircase.
yeah, you know what? Millicent's right.
In the staircase, you see a fairly large room coming up. Mr. Peepers just runs up the staircase with not a care in sight. And he sees a wide gallery that's lined with a very colorful mural depicting a figure performing some sort of magical ritual over an expanse of ocean. His arms are raised. He beckons to something beneath the waves and is answered by frothing, foaming section of the water that hints of a massive shape rising from within. In the northwest, you see stairs that rise to yet another large room.
And that's a sculpture that we're seeing that's doing that, raising their arms up?
You see a mural on the floor.
Okay.
Like the whole floor is a colorful mural.
Are there bas reliefs? I hope there are bas reliefs.
I like bas reliefs. I do.
It's not a D&D temple if there are not bas reliefs.
Or frescoes.
Sure. Oh, he's
All right.
going in.
Jumping in there. Oh!
I do admit to writing a lot of frescoes in my dungeon, but
Frescoes are great.
Yeah,
they're great.
You gotta have frescoes.
Is that the San Francisco treat?
I wrote this one dungeon that I realized I put murals in about every other room, and finally I just decided to give the BBEG the craft painting skill and a set of marvelous pigments.
Oh, that's excellent.
Nice.
Thorgrim. Oh, well, stop, Mr. B. Stop. Everyone stop. Stop.
Wait a minute. Get back there.
I took away
Get
for
back
1
there,
second.
Thorgrim.
And all the
Move me back.
squishies are like way
Stop.
ahead of the party.
He's
Stop.
right next to
Dude,
Thorgrim.
I've stopped. Do whatever you gotta do.
Everyone stop.
Whatever you gotta do.
Everyone stop moving. You walk up the stairs you see an elegantly carved figure that towers over the room, combining the body of an eel with the visage of a horrifying deep sea fish and 4 grasping tentacles. This looks like the figure of Dagon, only it is massive in size. In addition, Mr. Peepers and Thorgrim notice figures which at first you thought were statues, but are not statues.
Oh no! Oh
Yeah,
no!
yeah,
No!
yeah,
No!
yeah.
No! 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 No!
Ah, those are big. Those are too big.
No,
Those
those are
big.
big things.
you
too big.
you walk up the stairs and they look at you and groan.
Roll for combat!
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, Tales from the Black Lodge. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember to bribe the GM.